Right now at 5, warmer temperatures help trigger an early start to allergy season with trees already budding.
And we're not warmer today. We're still cold. In fact, a little colder out there, but we will eventually warm back up. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, 6 different fire departments respond to a Newton County house fire.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
Hi, Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday, February the 4th, 10 days from Valentine's Day.
It's getting
I have a
close.
plan.
You do have a plan.
Well, it's not perfect yet, but I think I've formulated a plan. Hopefully it will be a good plan. I'll find out on Valentine's
As long as you've figured
Day.
out a more heartfelt way to say, this is why I handed you a card,
Yeah.
rather than saying, I wanted to be cheap.
Well, it's not even just a matter about being cheap, you know. I mean, she's also the chief financial officer of the house, so I live the budgeting to her. And so since I have to plan this, I'm like, well, I've got about $1.50 in my pocket here. I think I can make it. I'm kidding. It's not like that. But she does handle all the budget because she's smarter with math than I am. She's a lot better with budgeting than I am. So that's very good because otherwise we would be homeless and foodless and it would not be good.
Put that in the card. There we go.
Find a way to maybe make that rhyme and be like, thank you for feeding us and keeping our bills and the electricity on, because if it was up to me, the kids would be pretty unhappy. She'd be pretty unhappy. But we got a few more days to prepare. Like I think I've got a plan. I think I'm about ready to go. And boy, today is a good day. I did not want to roll out of bed.
No.
It's so cold.
It was just nice.
You're cozy,
nice
and you know what it's going to be like when you walk out there. But we got to go to work. You know, you got to get in, do stuff, and make sure you grab the coat because you're going to need it this morning. Let's start with our look outside from downtown Pittsburgh, and there it is. And as you may notice, there's a lot less snow even this morning. Still some out there, but not that much. Westco camera, 7th and Range Line. Again, the snow piles in the parking lots are where most of the snow is right now, but the rest of it really started to go away, which is good. KDOT camera, 69, just north of Baxter Springs. We don't see nearly as I think that might be snow. Once we get a little more daylight, we could probably tell for sure, but we have seen quite a bit more snow on that side of the road than what we are seeing this morning. Same from the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line. That sidewalk looks a lot better. Everything's starting to look a lot better. I just cannot believe how long this snow has stuck around. Considering like we didn't get that much. This isn't like, you know, in February of 2011, we got, 18 inches of snow. It made sense that stuck around for a while. It was a lot of snow. This wasn't all that much. And I feel like it's lasted longer than that did. So thankfully it's beginning to clear out. Temperatures this morning, a bit on the chilly side. Most of us in the low to mid 30s. Bentonville, which was the warm spot most of yesterday, is now the cool spot at 29 as we start the day. And a slight breeze giving us a slight wind chill. Most of these wind chills into the 20s. Not so bad in parts of Oklahoma. Feels like 20 though in Siloam Springs. So a little colder down south this morning. On to the future track. We have cloudy skies now. We will have mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy skies. And again, an opportunity, depending on the temperature where you are, for a flurry, which is highly unlikely, or a brief sprinkle or two, not out of the question. It's not very likely, but it can't be completely ruled out. The chance isn't zero. It's just really low. Kids out the door this morning, grab that coat again. Upper 20s will be in the mid 30s by lunch and recess, only about 40 as they head home. So keep that in mind. We're going to go about 30 by 9, mid 30s by noon, with a high around 40. This is a flat average for the area. It means some of us, of course, will only be into the upper 30s. Others down south might make the low 40s. And the good news is, again, we don't have to deal with a significant breeze, or these wind chills would be a lot worse. North winds at about 5 to 10. As we mentioned, winds are going to ramp up tomorrow as our temperatures begin to climb. I'll tell you how warm it's going to get starting tomorrow here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. An Ottawa County judge reduces a fatal hit-and-run sentence by 6 months. The incident happened on February 5th, 2022. At the time, authorities found a man who appeared to have been hit by a vehicle. The man, Kwang Jinglia, was pronounced dead at the scene. The investigation revealed McBrien hit Yi and left the scene. McBrien pled no contest to the charges. Originally, Judge Matt Whalen sentenced Mindy McBrien of Fairland, Oklahoma, to a 5-year suspended sentence for first-degree manslaughter and a 4-year sentence for leaving the scene of a fatal accident. Last month, Judge Whalen decided to take 6 months off McBrien's 4-year sentence. A house fire in Newton County last night was followed by an extensive response from emergency services. Fire agencies that responded include crews from Reddings Mill, Diamond, Neosho, Seneca, Denaweg, and Joplin. The large wood-framed residence was located about a mile from Spurgeon Township. No injuries to residents or firefighters was reported. Our stories are often discovered by you, our viewers. We invite you to share your news tips with us. Scan this QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Thank you for being a part of the story. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says it doesn't have enough troopers to cover the state 24/7, and the ones currently working are stretched thin. Right now, 766 troopers are responsible for all 77 counties. Because of the shortage, some counties don't have around-the-clock coverage. OHP says rural areas are feeling the biggest impact. Leaders say the problem comes down to retirements, limited academy funding, and fast population growth. They estimate they'd need nearly double the current staff to provide full 24/7 coverage. That's why the agency is hoping to hire 150 new troopers over the next 18 months.
What we're seeing is we're really pushing our troopers that we currently have. We're really pushing them to the max. These guys are on call for numerous counties multiple times a night. So they really don't have that off-duty life.
Lieutenant Southall says full staffing is the only long-term fix and warns the shortage could create safety risks. The 76th Trooper Academy is accepting applications now through March 31st. Well, warmer weather is helping melt away the snow, but it may also trigger some returning health problems. As Nick Kelly reports, allergy specialists are already busy treating patients.
The forecast has highs back in the 50s later this week, with some approaching 60. Dr. Eric Mertensmeyer says while people are eager to get out and enjoy the outdoors again, he has seen warmer temperatures trigger certain cedar and juniper trees to start budding and blooming again and trigger allergies.
Last spring, trees that are more considered the pollen producers in the month of March, I think they were becoming a problem more like the third or fourth week in February last year.
He knows some who reported the resurgence of spring allergens back in December, especially with highs 30 degrees above normal on Christmas Day. With the long-range outlook keeping the warmth through the middle of the month, he'll stay busy helping patients keep the symptoms under control.
Kind of the traditional symptoms: itchy eyes, sneezing, runny nose, maybe sore throat. I've had some suffering myself, and I've had to treat myself for that.
Even if some of your allergies are trying to return, experts still say your best option is over-the-counter medications at your grocery or drugstore. Despite many options available, from nasal sprays to pills, name brand or generic, Dr. Mertensmeyer says all these options have active ingredients to help you out. It all comes down to what works best for you and your body.
Flonase is an alcohol-based solution, so it can be irritating to the nose. Nasacort is aqueous-based, so it's more tolerable. Everybody knows Benadryl, but it's also going to have far more potential, far more side effects than Zyrtec, Claritin, and Allegra.
If your trial and error with over-the-counter medication still doesn't yield results, seek a specialist out for additional testing and the right treatment plan.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The House passes legislation to end a partial government shutdown by a narrow margin. Plus, the president calls for federal takeover of voting processes in multiple locations. And warm weather returning to the 4 states. Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, President Trump says Republicans should take over the voting process and nationalize it in at least 15 places. The president continues to claim elections are being stolen, despite having never been able to prove those claims in court. This latest statement comes after the FBI raided the Fulton County, Georgia election office, looking into claims of voter fraud. The Constitution gives states the authority to run elections. Congress also has the ability to alter election rules, but not the president. The U.S. House has passed a funding package to end the partial government shutdown. The legislation funds the Department of Homeland Security for less than 2 weeks while lawmakers negotiate reforms to ICE. Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill.
Without objection, the motion is adopted. By a vote of 217 to 214, the House narrowly passed a funding bill to end the partial government shutdown Tuesday.
I'm happy to report Republicans got the job done. Our majority worked together, and we got the bills over the line.
The legislation includes 5 full-year spending bills and only a temporary funding extension for the Department of Homeland Security, as Democrats demand reforms to immigration enforcement policies following federal agents fatally shooting 2 Minneapolis residents.
Body cameras must be required by law, and masks must come off. Judicial warrants are a requirement, not a suggestion.
President Trump is expected to sign the bill soon. Now that the measure has passed, Democrats will have less than 2 weeks to reach a deal with Republicans about reforming ICE before funding for Homeland Security runs out.
Kristi Noem must go.
Ahead of the vote, 22 House Democrats protested outside ICE headquarters, calling for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down and ICE be dismantled.
The presence of ICE in our communities is not about public safety. This is about stoking fear, silencing peaceful dissent.
On Monday, Noem announced that the department is deploying body cameras to every officer in the field in Minneapolis.
In addition to immigration and customs enforcement and Customs and Border Protection, funding for Homeland Security also goes to a number of other agencies, including TSA and FEMA. Well, still to come, new trailers drop for 2 major films, including a music legend biopic and a fashion world sequel. Plus, warm weather returning to the 4 states. Chris has a look at your Wednesday forecast. The late, great King of Pop is back in the spotlight. Noah Kahan hits the road for his first stadium tour. Jared Hill has your Eye on Entertainment report.
The official trailer is out for the much-anticipated biopic Michael about the late, great King of Pop, Michael Jackson.
You're strong. You're beautiful.
Jackson's nephew, Jafar Jackson, transformed into a superstar uncle for the film. It tells the story of Jackson's journey from the Jackson 5 to becoming the biggest entertainer in the world. The trailer also gives a first glimpse of Coleman Domingo as Michael's father, Joe Jackson. Michael, directed by Antoine Fuqua, hits theaters April 24th. The first full trailer is out for The Devil Wears Prada 2, bringing Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway back together again.
Who is this? Do you know her? Do I know her?
Though they worked together 20 years ago, the Tough as Nails fashion editor Miranda Priestley makes it clear she does not remember her former assistant Eddie Sachs. Actors Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt reprised their roles in the star-studded sequel. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is set to be released May 1st. And Grammy-nominated folk pop singer Noah Kahan is hitting the road this summer on a 22-city North American tour. The Great Divide Tour kicks off June 11th at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. Tickets go on sale next week. Kahan's 4th studio album, also titled The Great Divide, drops April 24th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Certainly some very exciting projects that we can look forward to. Well, now here's Chris with a...
Yeah, we have got a cold start to the day out there. We got some 30s, got a couple of 20s. It's going to be colder today, but worry not. Warm weather on the horizon. We're going to break it all down for you when we come back. Time now, 5:19.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:21 on this Wednesday morning. We're going to start with the future track, and well, there's some clouds on it, and that's exactly what we're looking at. Mostly cloudy to cloudy skies throughout the day today. A low chance for a stray flurry or perhaps a couple of sprinkles. If we see anything, anybody who does see anything, it's not going to be much, but the majority of us aren't expected to see anything at all other than the clouds, and of course it's going to be a little colder. We go overnight tonight, and we're going to be mostly cloudy. But as we head through the first half of our Thursday, skies begin to clear, and by Thursday morning, winds have already shifted out of the southwest, and through the morning, they'll begin to increase, and we're looking at some gusty southwest winds by Thursday afternoon. But you know what? I think we'll take it, because those gusty southwest winds are bringing in warmer air across the area as we head through our Thursday. We'll have clear skies for the rest of our Thursday and into the overnight hours. As we head into Friday, perhaps a passing cloud or two, but otherwise mostly sunny and another warm day. Despite this north breeze, don't worry about that. Temperatures staying warm as we head into our Friday across the area. As for today, well, it's not staying warm. It's staying cold, but it is February. Now, we're below normal, but it is February. It is supposed to be kind of chilly out there, and that's what we got. Upper 20s to start the day, mid-30s by 11 a.m. Heading into the afternoon, highs of about 40. So, of course, up north, that means some upper 30s. Down south, maybe some low 40s. And we'll have that north breeze at 5 to 10. That's the one good thing, at least, is we're not dealing with gusty winds with the colder temperatures. So, it just takes a light breeze to make an uncomfortable wind chill. So, thankfully, no gusty winds to make it feel any colder than what it's already going to be. Mostly cloudy skies through the evening. Of course, they slow down, do not stop, but slow down the temperature drop. We're in the low 30s by 10, and seasonably cold again tonight, back into the mid-20s with those calm winds again late this evening into the overnight hours. Now, as I said, as we go into Thursday, southwest winds 5 to 15, gusting upwards of 25, so pretty breezy, but that's what it brings us. A nice warm-up, 14, 15 degrees warmer, depending on where you are on Thursday than where we'll be today. That does keep our overnight lows above average. Look at Friday, Saturday. I think everybody should take a long weekend, because we've got at least two fantastic days out there in the low 60s. 60s into Sunday, an isolated sprinkle or two possible. Some shower chances late Monday into early Tuesday. Nothing significant expected, but some rain out there. If anything, it'll help clear off the roads. And if you can't get to the car wash, it'll help clear off your car just a little bit as well. Then we're back into the 60s for Tuesday. We'll be back into the 50s, near 60 for a good portion of next week, and a few showers, perhaps a thunderstorm or two possible by next Thursday out there. So all in all, not bad. We just got to get through today and tonight. We'll have an opportunity to really thaw out again over the next several days. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. New research shows the drug semaglutide may reduce the risk of heart failure for people with type 2 diabetes. A study published in JAMA looked at nearly 10,000 participants. Patients had a lower risk of heart failure if they were taking oral semaglutide compared with patients taking a placebo. Heart failure is a common complication of diabetes. If you're looking for a little motivation to get moving, this next story shows that age is just a number. A longtime dance teacher is proving staying active can keep you young at heart. Tina Cross has the story.
Lina! A fitness class is getting underway in this English village, and everyone in the room can feel the energy this 93-year-old teacher is about to unleash. Doreen Hargraves has been an exercise instructor since 1962.
I love music and I love dancing.
Regulars in her class call her a legend, England's longtime Keep Fit queen.
She's an excellent teacher and she knows everything, and we just got to keep up with her.
I've always danced since I was about 3 or 4 years ago. I did a lot of kicking and high kicks and on the floor, but I can't do that now. Well, I can get my leg up, but I could get on the floor, but a lot of the people said, Doreen, please don't go on the floor, we'll never get up.
Carry on, carry on. Hargraves says the strength she gets from classes she teaches twice a week helps her at home.
That's my husband.
As a full-time carer for her 95-year-old husband, Stanley.
We used to go away ballroom dancing every weekend. 3 years ago, he had to have 5 toes off. because he had sepsis. He just can't do anything for himself. I do anything for him.
That same enthusiasm inspires her whole community.
She's fabulous, isn't she? She's wonderful. Gives me a reason to get up in the morning. She's such an inspiration. I just hope I'm going to be like her when I'm 93.
And that's something these ladies say they'll raise a glass to.
Ladies, keep fit for 2026.
Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Now, some of those younger students say they're worn out halfway into class, but Doreen is still going full throttle, so that keeps them going too. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, a routine commission meeting becomes a heated debate over proposed hospital district and property taxes.
And we've got a pretty chilly start to the day out there, and it is going to be a bit on the cold side today, especially compared to yesterday and Monday. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a Kansas town battles a persistent odor problem coming from its municipal landfill.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday, February the 4th. Fourth.
That means we're very close to Valentine's Day, as we've talked
we
about.
Are.
And
I think I'm ready. I've got a plan. I don't have the plan, like I said, it's not fully formed yet, but I have the idea. I have the concept. Yeah, I've got the concept of what I want to do. The next step is the step-by-step instructions to myself.
I'm still coasting because the only Valentine I have is my cat. So, and he's easy to
Is
please.
he? Well, hold up, though. Isn't he supposed to be getting something for you? Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? What's he planning?
Well, I don't trust his driving skills. So, he can't really...
He could Uber something or DoorDash something. I mean, he didn't have to drive. He didn't have to. I mean, it's the 21st century.
The only presents he ever tends to leave me are little mice, and I prefer when he doesn't leave them for me. So
that just is a sign of affection.
It is.
Maybe that's what I should do.
It.
Should leave mice for the wife. Just catch some animals and leave them on the bed. But
look,
here
honey,
you go.
our rodent problem's taken care of.
I have solved this problem. It's probably not the best route to go, but hopefully you got something planned. If you need to have something planned, I know not everybody has to have something planned, and that's perfectly all right. You can treat yourself to something nice, and the weather over the next few days will be pretty decent. We just got to get through this day. We will start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And there it is, and we have started with it. And we have those cloudy skies. It's a bit on the cold side. Like I said, today's going to be a little colder than yesterday. Westco Camera 7th and Range Line in Joplin looks good. Again, really the main snow we have left is the snow piles, especially in the parking lots out there. This one, KDOT camera. There we go. I've got it spit out there. 69 just north of Baxter Springs looks good. And remember, we saw a little bit more snow out here than what we're seeing this morning. Now I know it's dark. Okay, see, here comes a car. All right, there's still you can't tell. The headlights were too bright. I think that was the road, not snow. Well, we'll see when the sun comes up how much is left. MoDOT camera 32nd and Range Line Joplin looking back to the south looks pretty good this morning as well. Look at the temperatures. They're all right. I mean, right now at least we're above normal. We're still going to fall back a bit. But most of us into the low 30s. Bentonville still the cold spot. No, you're not. You're at 29. Independence has taken the lead down to 28. And we have that light breeze, and thankfully it is a light breeze, or these wind chills could be considerably worse. We're into the 20s out there. 22 in Independence, feels like 19 though in Siloam Springs. Definitely one of the colder wind chills we've got. Now we're going to have the cloudy or mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. An isolated flurry, depending on the temperature at the time precipitation tries to get going, or a sprinkle or two, not out of the question. The chances very low, but can't be completely ruled out there. They're not zero, but majority of us won't see anything, and those of us who do shouldn't add up to much of anything either. All right, kids out the door, grab that coat. Same with you if you're heading out the door. Upper 20s, mid 30s by lunch and recess, and about 40 as they head home. We'll go 30 by 9, mid 30s by noon, and again, highs about 40, so up north, maybe some upper 30s, down south, maybe some low 40s. Either way you paint it, though, colder than yesterday, but not as great as it's going to be tomorrow. Temperatures start to climb, winds will increase, bringing in that warmer air. We'll tell you just how warm it's going to get in the full forecast. That's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. For some time, Galena, Kansas has been dealing with a persistent odor problem coming from the city's landfill. The smell stems from hydrogen sulfide gas produced when gypsum and drywall breaks down. The city has a plan in place to move forward, multiple solutions to address the issue for now in hopes of ultimately finding a permanent solution.
With these extra monitors that they're bringing in now, hopefully we can get a better idea of exactly where it's coming from on the landfill, where it needs to go to be more aggressive with solving the problem. And I think that we are very much in that movement right now to solve the problem.
The city also brings in topsoil mixed with odor-reducing chemicals, and the city is speaking with an outside third party to help review the steps being taken. Questions persist over a proposed solar project in Crawford County. Shasta Energy spoke again at yesterday's commissioners' meeting. The company continues to revise its proposal as residents raise concerns and is also offering direct payments to immediate neighbors. The company says a neighbor survey will determine whether the project moves forward. Shasta has received only 20 of 37 surveys back from neighbors on the east side of the project. Of those returned so far, 75% support the proposal. The company also needs the county to lift its moratorium or the project will end. A new group formed in southeast Kansas is asking questions regarding the deep fission project near Parsons. The small modular nuclear reactor is slated to be built deep underground at the Great Plains Industrial Park. Now, a group called Prairie Dog Alliance wants answers to a variety of questions, everything from who owns what, 1 mile deep into the earth, to who's the point of contact for oversight. The Yates Center City Council approved a new ordinance Monday setting stricter rules before dissolving or reducing city departments. The measure comes weeks after a contentious vote to disband the police department was reversed amid public outcry. The ordinance requires at least 30 days notice, a public hearing, discussion in 2 council meetings, and a supermajority vote before any department can be cut by 25% or more. The measure passed the council with a vote of 3-2. With debate centering on the future of the police force. Mayor Justin Weston announced a vacancy on the city council created by the resignation of former council member Lyle Key, who originally proposed disbanding the police department. Vernon County Commissioners yesterday approved a proposal to add a question to April's ballot. The decision took place at a public meeting. The question could mean changes to the county's health care access as it's proposing a hospital district. KLEM's Kenny Foreman has more.
A procedural commission meeting turned into a heated public forum over a proposed hospital district that could increase property taxes. Some residents felt the commissioners overstepped by approving it to be on the ballot, but officials ensured that the Nevada Regional Medical Center got the required signatures for the move.
I think there was a little misunderstanding that a lot of people thought we were had more authority perhaps than we did, but no, I am glad that everyone turned out, and I think we had good exchange of ideas and information, and that's always good.
There is also concern over a conflict of interest with Northern Commissioner Cindy Thompson, who also serves on the hospital board.
You're sitting there taking money from the taxpayers to be the Northern Commissioner, and you're openly soliciting people to sign your petition for the hospital. That's just one example of the conflict. She is the Northern Commissioner, and she is also the board president for the hospital.
Supporters say having the county oversee its hospitals will create better opportunities.
I absolutely recognize that an increase in taxes is not fun. I don't love the idea of paying more taxes either. What I do understand is that a hospital adds great value to a community, and that the economic development that comes proven when a strong hospital is in your community, then you will also have a strong and thriving community.
Informative sessions open to the public will be held before the election.
I hope everyone explores all the issues, gets informed, and comes out in April and votes as their conscience guides them.
The issue is now in the hands of the voters as they head to the polls on April 7th. Reporting in Vernon County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Super Bowl Sunday means big business for sports bars and game day food favorites. Plus, a popular gaming console reaches a major sales milestone, surpassing a previous record holder. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, there's been a switch on Nintendo's list for its best-selling console. The gaming company reports the original Switch has surpassed its DS in all-time sales. The first Switch, which was released in 2017, has earned more than 155 million unit sales as of December 2025, while the DS comes in at just over 154 million unit sales since its release in 2004. Meanwhile, the company says the Nintendo Switch 2, which was launched last year, saw a strong holiday surge in sales. However, the PlayStation 2 still beats the original Switch for the best-selling console of all time by more than 4.6 million units. President Trump says the U.S. is launching a $12 billion rare earth minerals reserve for civilian use in times of emergency. The effort is called Project Vault, and it's aimed at reducing U.S. reliance on imports from countries like China for minerals that are critical to making modern products like smartphones and vehicles. The president says Project Vault will be funded by a loan from the U.S. Export-Import Bank and private sector financing. Well, we all know Sunday won't just be about football. It's also about the food. And this year, you can score by paying less for at least one Super Bowl party staple. CBS's Christian Benavides takes a look at the pricing spread on some of the most popular food items.
At Duffy's Sports Grill in Miami Beach, Stephanie Langford told us Super Bowl Sunday she'll be at a sports bar cheering on New England.
If it's my team, if it's the Patriots, I got to be out and make people mad.
Still, she and Seahawks fans will likely be sharing the same game day snack favorites.
Wings, I like fried mushrooms, nachos.
Jesse Gavilanes will be at the bar too, with his own game plan.
I like spicy wings, so I have to be in buffalo and spicy. We start out a little soft and then head on to the spiciness.
Chicken wings are the most popular item on the menu at Duffy's, Florida's largest family-owned sports bar chain.
Annually, we sell about 6.4 million wings. So if you line those up, end to end, you could go from here to Jacksonville.
So it is no surprise that this Sunday is also their big game day. Duffy CEO Joe Webb.
Before the game, it's all pickup. We're sending thousands of wings home with people, and then it changes where everybody wants to be inside.
Some wing enthusiasts may see a price break.
Chicken's down because we produced about 2.5% more chicken last year than the year before. So lots of chicken out there in the market.
Wells Fargo economist Michael Swanson says it's not the only game day staple with a lower price.
Some of the real big favorites for Super Bowl are actually down from a year ago.
Wings are down nearly 3%. Avocados are also down, along with tortilla chips and frozen pizza.
While chicken wings are a bargain and cheaper avocados will keep your guac prices down, a colorful veggie tray is likely to cost more.
Cauliflower is up 4%. Cherry tomatoes and celery are both up about 2%. The most expensive food items this year will be beef and shrimp. So plan ahead if you're watching the game and your wallet. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And while chips may cost less this year, onion-flavored dips and salsa are up. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, it is cold out there to start today. Our day today also colder than where we were yesterday. However, warmer weather is just around the corner. We'll have a full look at your forecast when we come back. Time now is 5:45.
What's continuing to keep beef prices high at the grocery store? An update in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Michelle Rock coming to you from the Cattle Industry Convention and National Economist Beef Association trade show, better known as CattleCon, here in Nashville, Tennessee, bringing you today's Ag Day Minute. The question on consumers' mind, will beef prices continue to remain high? And there's a slight chance they could, since USDA recently said the cattle inventory is the smallest it's been in 75 years. Meanwhile, demand has remained solid, and that has cattle producers here optimistic that strong cattle prices could last through 2026 and beyond. Meanwhile, U.S. meat packer Tyson Foods reporting higher than expected quarterly earnings this week, but the company says it's thanks to increased demand for its chicken products. It reports quarterly beef sales fell by more than 7% as prices soared 17%. It's been cold here lately in Nashville, but when the temperatures dropped in Florida, so did the iguanas, as the recent cold snap pushed temperatures in the Sunshine State into the mid-30s. Cold-stunned iguanas began falling from trees, but the iguanas are an invasive species to the state, and a new executive order allows folks to remove the reptiles from their property, no permit required. It's reported around 600 iguanas were dropped off at Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission facilities over the weekend, while professional trappers collected hundreds more in a single day. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a look at your forecast.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
It's cold out there this morning, and it will be colder today, unfortunately. But as I keep saying, and as we've shown you, the warmer weather is just around the corner. If we can all make it through today, which I know we can because it's been a heck of a lot colder the last couple of weeks, we're going to be rewarded with some nice spring-like temperatures for the next several days. But today, cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies, could get, depending on the temperature where you are, an isolated flurry or perhaps a sprinkle or two. Not much is expected out there. And those who do see something, it's not expected to add up to anything, but most of us won't see a darn thing. Now, we're going to be mostly cloudy overnight. However, towards sunrise tomorrow, winds will begin to shift out of the southwest. Skies will begin to clear, and through the morning, those winds are going to ramp up. We're going to have some gusty southwest winds to contend with. However, those gusty southwest winds are bringing in the warm air and some sunshine. A pretty nice day. Once we get the clouds out of here Thursday, it's looking pretty good out there, a bit on the breezy side. Now, yeah, you can see the winds are going to shift on us as we head into Friday. They will have zero impact on our temperatures. In fact, our Friday is expected to be even warmer than tomorrow. Could get a passing cloud or two, but nothing crazy expected there either. So a really nice day, and I think everybody should take Friday off, and if you have to work Saturday, we'll take that off too. And you'll see why in the extended forecast in just a moment. Well, that camera was in focus about 3 minutes ago. Not anymore. We'll get it fixed. Outside of that, cloudy skies. Upper 20s to start, only about the mid-30s by 11 o'clock this morning. We're looking at highs right about 40. With the cloudy or mostly cloudy skies, depending on where you are. So with that said, of course, up north could get some upper 30s, down south maybe some low 40s, but either way you paint it, colder than yesterday, definitely below normal. Remember, our average high is in the upper 40s this time of year. North winds at about 5 to 10, so thankfully, again, the wind's not a big issue while the temperatures are cold, so that's some good news. Winds expected to become calm by late evening into the overnight hours, mostly cloudy skies. Again, slow the temperature drop, but they don't stop it. We're down low 30s, about freezing by 10, mid-20s overnight. So again, that is cold too, yes, but that's seasonably cold. We should be in the mid-20s this time of year, and that's where we're headed. Now, as we go into tomorrow, southwest winds 5 to 15, gusting upwards of 25, but look at that temperature. We'll take it, mid-50s, low mid-50s. And then look at Friday, Saturday, this is what I'm saying. They take these 2 days off. Everybody does. As we go into the low 60s, get out there, enjoy it. It's going to be nice. Low 60s continue Sunday, maybe an isolated sprinkle or two. Rain chances late Monday into Tuesday. We hang out still in the 50s and 60s next week. We get a little cooler Wednesday, low to mid-50s, back into the mid to upper 50s Thursday and Friday. Perhaps a shower or thunderstorm by next Thursday as well. So again, not looking at anything significant, but a little bit of rain will help clear off that salt and stuff from the roadways if we can get some in here. Otherwise, enjoy these temperatures because it is going to be very nice the next several days. That's a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with sports.
Thanks, Chris. Today in sports, New Heights Cougars taking the floor against the Lighthouse Christian. Early on, Ben Schmacher jumps the inbound pass and hits Cannon Miller in transition for the layup. Lighthouse answers as Oren Stinson grabs a deflected pass, spins in the lane, and scores. New Heights responds with a quick ball movement to cutting Schmacher off the glass. Then Broderick Burns knocks down a three from the wing. New Heights takes the win 61-31. That's it for sports. We'll be right back. A man broke into Mr. Frosty, a San Diego ice cream shop, early Sunday morning. Surveillance video shows him climbing through a window, spilling ice cream, then grabbing a cone instead of cash before leaving. The owner says he still finds the late-night ice cream heist more humorous than harmful, despite the break-in.
Well, I mean, when you got to have the ice cream, you got to have the ice cream, right? I mean,
I support the hustle.
That's interesting. You know, that comedian Dane Cook, he did a thing like, what about somebody breaks into your house, they don't take anything, but then they leave something. It's like they didn't steal anything, but they left a lava lamp.
Yeah, it depends on what they leave.
I guess so. Yeah, but this guy.
We had that Amazon package story the other day, and if they
are there any ice cream shops that are 24-hour? Probably not. I mean, it's definitely not around here. So if you need that late night ice cream fix, where are you supposed to go? Walmart's not even 24 hours anymore. There's nothing that's 24-hour anymore.
Not 24 hours. There's some Casey's you could go.
Yeah,
in
there. I guess there are a few gas stations, but at the same time, you can't get just the ice cream cone. You got to get like a whole tub, and maybe you just need that ice cream cone fix. I don't know. All right. Well, if there's
a market
there might be. Maybe there might be. All right. There is no market for ice cream today. I don't know. I like ice cream even on a cold day because I'm crazy. But for most folks, I'm sure this weather's probably not making you think of ice cream. It's making you think of hot chocolate or something warm because it's cold. Upper 20s to start, mid 30s by 11 a.m. We're only looking to be about 40 degrees for our highs, so it's going to be colder than yesterday. Of course, up north, maybe some upper 30s, down south, maybe a few low 40s. North winds 5 to 10, and mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. Again, an isolated flurry or sprinkle is possible, but not very likely. Mostly cloudy through the evening, down to about freezing by 10, and seasonably cold again tonight, mid-20s. Winds will become calm late evening and overnight. Tomorrow, though, as we warm up, that's where it gets nicer. Low mid-50s, skies clearing into the afternoon. Southwest winds, though, a bit breezy, 5 to 15, gusting to 25. But look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, low 60s out there, looking good. Few evening rain chances Monday, lasting into Tuesday morning. Mid-60s Tuesday, still in the upper 50s through most of next week. Few showers and storms possible next Thursday. That's Check of Your Forecast. A whole nother hour of the KOAM Morning News is right after this.